Now guys, I know I said I would never make a FIFA video ever again, but I lied. Yeah, I lied to every single one of you. What are you gonna do about it? Wait, no. Now a couple of years ago, EA and FIFA broke up. Aww. Now they had a pretty good relationship. EA would make, playable games at some point, and FIFA would grant them likeness. That's why on FIFA, a team like Chelsea can be called, Chelsea. Whereas on a game like PES, where there's no likeness, a team like Chelsea would be called, them blue guys over there in London or something. But these two money-hungry bastards started fighting over who should get more money. And thus, FIFA games would now be called EAFC games. And EA really wanted to mix things up, so they introduced something called playstyles. Now I know there's some people out there that think that playstyles is the greatest feature of all time. I've already shared my grievances with playstyles on FIFA. Like, some of them are useless. What the hell is this crap? Or imagine being one of the most clinical strikers in football history and EA reduces you to a guy that can kind of chip sometimes. But my biggest issue with playstyles is that you didn't even have to be good at the game to master these. It literally didn't matter how bad you were at the game. If you could finesse with a player with finesse plus, or take a power shot with a player with power shot plus, congratulations, you can scam more wins than prime Eddie Guerrero. But Tubby, what did FIFA have before playstyles? I'll tell you, voice accurate Declan Rice, they had FIFA traits. I've been playing FIFA since FIFA 08. Damn. Now, growing up as a kid, I loved looking at the players' traits and specialties. And honestly, they were so cool to me. I think FIFA traits are still in FC Mobile, but I don't really care about FC Mobile.
We do not care.
Look, if I wanted to play a generational mobile football game, I just boot up Dream League Soccer. Now, FIFA traits are, of course, a thing of the past, but before they get forgotten over time, I wanted to make this video, which I've been meaning to make for a very long time. We'll call it a passion video, which is basically my favorite category on. Because you see, these traits did not just affect how players play in Ultimate Team or normal matches, it also affected storylines and players' mindsets in career mode. Back when FIFA actually cared about that kind of crap. I can't wait to look back at all of these, and I hope you guys are ready too. So without further ado, Best, it is your boy, the Streets Champ. Tell me world, party time, excellent. Embrace. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and we're trying to hit that before 2026. If you are new here, then I encourage you to subscribe and officially become a part of World Gang, and you can be welcome here as an honorary Oos. You want to be welcome? Go down in the comments and comment down that you are officially joining the journey. Not this piece of crap, so that me and all the day one ooses can welcome you accordingly. Now, all the members of the World Gang Super League, aka the members in Patreon, have already seen this video. Guys, no spoilers in the comments. I'm gonna be shouting you guys out at the end of this video. But I'm not here to waste anybody's time. Guys, it is time to look at FIFA traits.
Let me see your hands to bring you.
Now, certain FIFA games, like the greatest FIFA game of all time, FIFA 12, had specialties. Now, these were really cool, and these were basically the early remnants of FIFA traits. Now, because they were basically like FIFA traits, I'm not going to speak on them too much, but there were some pretty cool ones like complete forward, complete midfielder, and of course the special one made for Florian Wirtz, the complete fraud. But let's talk about FIFA traits now. Some of these are the fathers of current day play styles, and some of them were simply there just to add more personality depth towards players. Like the first one of this video, the leadership trait. If a player in your starting 11 had the leadership trait, then that captain's armband was attracted to them the way girls were attracted to mindless behavior back in the day. For example, a player with the leadership trait was John Terry. So if you boot up career mode and a player in your team is the captain, but you go on to sign John Terry, the second Terry is added into that starting 11. Yeah, sorry, bud. He's gonna be taking your armband. And your wife. This feature is so cool, but honestly, it doesn't exist anymore. And guess what? It's not all EA's faults. It also just has to do with the fact that modern football has just seen a steep decline in leaders. The next FIFA trait is the one club man. Now, I know my subscribers are some smart guys, so you already know that this just means that these are the traits for players that are loyal to just one team. But there is also the opposite of this trait for guys like Zlatan and Nicholas Anelka, called the one club a season man. Now, of course, this trait was virtually exclusive to career modes. That's why signing a guy like Messi away from Barcelona was virtually impossible. And what I love about this trait is that players with it would often become designated captains for their teams because of their loyalty. Guys with this trait are, of course, guys like Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, Totti, Gerrard. This trait is so cool because it makes you appreciate the players that are virtually always associated with just one team. Next trait is the finesse shot trait. Now, like I said prior, a lot of these traits are just the fathers of modern day playstyles. So the finesse shot trait is, of course, the precursor to the finesse shot playstyle. It gives players the ability to give you a harder curve than your crush when you send her a selfie and she retaliates by deactivating her Instagram account. Now, I saw a comment that said, Toby, these jokes about women are starting to sound a little too personal. And to that I say, shut the hell up and be grateful that I decided to start a YouTube channel and not go to therapy. Oh, I also forgot to mention that these traits did not just affect players in Ultimate Team or normal games or even career modes. It also affected players in pro clubs. The best feature in every FIFA game. FIFA, please put more time into pro clubs. Next FIFA trait is the power header, and I believe this was the precursor to the precision heading playstyle. This trait basically means that a player's head is amazing.
What do you mean by that?
And this meant that oftentimes if players had this, they will position themselves in favorable areas in the box during set pieces. One player with this play style was Carlos Puyol. The next trait is the giant throw-in trait. Now I know I just said that it was pointless, but I'm a nostalgia merchant, okay? I like old stuff. But y'all don't understand, okay? Back then, Rory Delap had this trait, and dude, it was so cool. The guy even had his own animation. Bro, that ball was flying further than a Raheem Sterling free kick. Okay, those were a few that you guys might be familiar with. Let's go through some more that are no longer in EFC games. The next one is the injury prone trait. This one was just unfortunate. I mean, the trait is as straightforward as it sounds. The symbol for this trait might as well be this. If you were doing a career mode back in the day and one of your star players had this trait, then buddy, I hope you have a good backup. Because this fragile bastard could be out injured for 6 months just because he had a f***ing nightmare. Players with the injury prone trait are guys like Gareth Bale, Ian Robin, Alexandra Pato, and even Diaby, who was in the hospital so long that I'm pretty sure this guy turned into a doctor. But what I hated about this trait is that FIFA always recognized it, so all a player with injury prone needed was like a minor collision during a game, and all of a sudden they're just sat injured on the ground. Your 87 rated star winger could be pushed ever so slightly, but as soon as they hit the ground, you already know that they just been hit with a career-ending injury. Next trait is the powerful driven free kick trait. There is no scarier sight for a goalkeeper in football than when a Brazilian defender is stepping up to take a free kick. They take like 50 steps back and all of a sudden they just start charging at full speed towards the ball like they're John Cena during one of these entrances. I'm talking Alex against Arsenal, David Luiz against Colombia, Roberto Carlos against France. FIFA honored these kind of nasty free kicks with the driven free kick trait. They even had that animation. Do you guys remember that animation on old FIFA games where players taking free kicks would have like this longer run up? Yeah, if they did that, then basically they had this trait. It was so cool, and of course, it added more power to your free kicks. The next trait is the swerve, no Strickland. This trait meant that a player's passes would have a bit more curve, and this would disorientate defenders and still hit its target. Next trait is the flare trait. This is basically the father of the flare playstyle in EFC games, which is probably one of the worst playstyles in all of EA's games. Like seriously, EA, if I wanted to see a washed up flare, then I would just boot up one of the Nature Boys matches in 2008. Okay, we're nearly towards the end of this video, so I want to take this short break to encourage you guys. Please make sure if you enjoy this, please like this video. And of course, if you do, then please go down in the comments and comment down below which rogue footballer you are honoring your like to today. I'm gonna be honoring my like to Mohawk Lacazette. I mean, look at this monstrosity. Yeah. Him being bald is karma. Okay, so the next traits are the goalkeeper ones, and look, man, I don't want to be a dick, but I don't really care about these. FIFA traits are pretty much the exact same as modern day goalkeeper playstyles. They have not changed one bit. Now, it's been a long time since we talked about traits that only affected career modes. It's time to talk about another old school trait, which is the solid player traits. And this is essentially the opposite of those fragile bastards that had the injury prone trait. Basically, the players with these traits could take hits. I don't care if during a game they get tackled, they get punched, they get speared, they get hit with a kamehameha. It doesn't matter. They're gonna give their leg a little wiggle, they're gonna dust themselves off, and they're gonna go straight back to business. Players with a solid player trait were essential in career mode because you knew that these warriors were never going to get injured. Another old school trait is the second win trait. I believe this is basically the precursor to the recovery playstyle. And this trait basically meant that during the later stages of a match, like the 75th minute, a player would almost have even more energy than they had before. Hey EA, could I get this trait for my time in bed, please? Now, the final trait that is no longer in EFC games is the team player trait. Similar to the leadership trait and the one club man trait, these players' identities is basically their club. And no, Nangolan, I'm not talking about that kind of club. Zam. And just like the other guys before, if it comes to something like career mode, chances are these guys are going to get the captain's armband. And since there's no more old school FIFA traits, let's go over some of the traits that now live through playstyles. The long shot taker trait is now likely the power shot playstyle. The dives into tackle trait is now the tackling playstyle. The technical dribbler and the speed dribbler traits are now likely just the technical playstyle. And last but not least, the playmaker trait, which belongs to more creative players and helps them get their passes off with more accuracy and a lot quicker pace. This is, of course, the precursor to the incisive pass playstyle. In my opinion, the greatest playstyle of all time. And that's it, man. And man, it's nice to look at old FIFA games because I don't know, it just reminds me of simpler times. But I guess that's pretty much the end of the videos, guys. I want to give a quick shout out to all the Patreons. Shout out to my boy Pix. Shout out to my boy Raj. Shout out to my boy Olile. Shout out to my boy Chase. Shout out to all you guys. If you guys want early access to videos, then all you gotta do is check out my Patreon. But of course, check out the links in my description, guys. Those are so important. I want to be able to engage with you guys more. Please join the Discord because that pretty much gives you alerts to everything that's going on. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. What were your favorite play styles? Or just FIFA traits? I want to hear from you guys. Please comment down below. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. It has been your boy, the Streets Champ, and I've just given you the gift of Total World. Drink it in, man.